Jebuth. Experimentation. Find something you know well, got to get to know, need to figure out, and experiment. Experiment with ideas. Experiment with ways to do things. Experiment with people, situations, love, romance, chance, art, and make something great from your experimentation. Science does it, math, finances, careers, everything. We are meant to experiment. So, dissect situations, try something new, be something different, and experiment. Why? It can create happiness. It can change the world. It can be a new beginning when you don't have what you've been looking for and can't get it. So, continue and always do be experimenting, tinkering with things, trying to make them better, improve, try something different, food, chefery, anything that you can get your hands on, do it a little bit different. Read a monster of a book. The History of Music, Waldo Selden Pratt. Copyright 1907, and it's a handbook and guide for students. It's a book about the history of music, and it's super interesting. Reason being is I don't know much about music prior to it being recorded, right? And I mean, obviously you know Bach and Mozart and anybody else you can throw in the mix there, but this goes back to about 1200, I guess. Before that, stuff wasn't really documented, and I didn't even know. For some reason, whenever I think of Mozart or Bach, I always think of the organ, I always think of the piano, and it was the organ that made them who they were, which is interesting. Ton of information. This thing's almost 800 pages, so it kind of goes into people, places, things, schools, other things that are a little bit too much to know, but very good to open up your mind and see where people were and what they were doing, kind of the history of some sort of instruments and woodwinds and brass and how they came into symphonies and how many people wrote versus operas and what part of the world was going on when. Super interesting. Learned a lot, and I think there's something to be learned in all that kind of stuff, because I mean, who's trying to go dig deep on the history of music besides what you know, heard, or can do? Also, watch a pretty cool movie, Big Time Gambling Boss. This is a film by Kosuke Yamashita. It's in mono. It's from 1968, and it's a Yakuza crime film. And it's pretty good. I don't know. If you like old films in general, Asian films, gangster flicks, crime, this is interesting, and I really did like it. Beautiful cinematography, master at its art. Speaking of masters at its art, I've been trying to lock in on Pier Paolo Pasolini, and this is his first, Accatone. This is beautiful. It's black and white. This is from the Master of Cinema series, and takes place in Italy in the late 60s, no, maybe the early 50s, 61. But just crazy. The way it looks, the story being told, the actors speaking Italian in Italy in early 60s, and I'm catching up on all the Pier Paolo Pasolini. Find them super interesting, and this was his debut, so we started there, and it's a must see. Accatone. If you haven't seen it, pick it up. Also, I saw, which I haven't seen, I used to be a super Christopher Nolan fan. Loved Memento, loved The Following, and then for me things kind of just changed after Batman. I don't know why, just because I liked him, I think because he was so organic, and then you get a big budget. But anyway, heard this was great, especially on 4K at home, so I had to peep it out. Dunkirk, this is awesome. Looked beautiful, sounded beautiful, great story. The behind the scenes were super interesting. Everything's done in camera, and for home viewing, this is top-notch hopscotch in 4K. Good setup. Check it out. And I had never seen, because I am kind of a scaredy cat, but I did see Jeepers Creepers, directed and written by Victor Salva, who's a scumbag. But this is fun. The art of film, the way the story's told, the two main characters, and it's just spooky. I don't know. It's cool. I liked it. So Jeepers Creepers, definitely check it out. I heard, or just looking at reviews on 2 and 3, they kind of suck, so not checking those out, but whatever. That was cool. Must see, I guess, if you're into that type of stuff. But the art of storytelling in that is very, very good. The Mysterians. This is a science fiction. Japanese town is totally destroyed. The military arrives to investigate. They're trying to negotiate with aliens. And it's from 1957 in Japan. It was okay. I don't know. I thought it'd be better. It's cool. I mean, to watch like old stuff like that once, just to know you saw it and kind of ingest it, digest it, whatever. It's worth it, but it's not. I don't think it's super fucking dope or anything. Driving lessons. This was fun. This is the dude from Harry Potter, and all Ben wanted was a job. All Evie needed was a friend. This is kind of like Harold and Maude, but there's no romance. Basically, young kid gets a job with an old actress, and they become best friends, and travel throughout London or England. You see it from America, because to me, London is England, or anywhere in Europe is London. But I thought it was a great little kind of story, coming of age. It's directed by Jeremy Brock, who wrote and directed it, and this is actually the only thing he's directed, but he's written a lot of other stuff. And this is really good. Official selection from Tribeca Film Festival in 2006, but super fun. Definitely would check it out. And then, being a Michael Mann super fan, and then super Michael Mann fan, so had to catch up on something I hadn't seen yet. Black Hat. Starring Chris Hemsworth, from Michael Mann, director of Heat, Collateral, and The Insider. And this is pretty epic, like, I don't know, crime hacker thingamajig, but, you know, Michael Mann puts it down, and he did not stop at this. I did very much like it. Obviously not one of those super classics, but it's good, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Podcast Jebuth, episode 94. What? So we have, John Wick 4. Saw that in theaters, and you know, fun thing, I had never seen any other John Wicks, but I was running out to the theater and it was playing, I think the night it came out, and it was good. It was weird because I hadn't seen any of the other ones, so I don't know anything about it, and 4 was awesome. So if you like John Wick on a cold go, 4 was great. Whatever. Let me see here. I also saw Suzumi, which is like an anime, just came out. It's in theaters. It was pretty cool, about doors and different worlds, and I don't know. I did like it. Also, what was cool was in the Accatone, Pier Paolo Pasolini. In here, there's another movie. It's called Love Meetings, but it's actually Comzi da Amore, and it's kind of a cinema verite documentary from '64 done by Pier Paolo. And people's idea of love and marriage and society's, classes and what's going on in Italy at the time. Hands-on, he's just interviewing random people. Pretty freaking cool. 88 minutes, microphone in hand. Pier Paolo Pasolini asks Italians to talk about sex, apparently their least favorite subject. He asks children if they know where the babies come from, asks old and young women about gender equality, and asks both genders if a woman's virginity still matters. How do they view homosexuals, if sex and honor are related? Which is funny because he was a homosexual, and he's like interviewing these people and they're giving him fucked up answers, and he's just gotta like take it, right? They didn't know. I mean, obviously I don't think they knew. Also, what I was tripping out because the way he died with a freaking hooker, or a hooker killed him, a male hooker, which, it's like, damn bro, that's fucking brutal, dude. So whatever. That being said, try your hardest, stay amazing, read more books, experiment, tinker, improve. Make yourself happy, make others happy, be generous, production into the world to create a better world for you and those around you and everything, so we can function and have some fun. Podcast Jebuth.